Hey guys, I am Jordan. I am 23 years old and I identify as a lesbian. Not only do I identify as a lesbian, but as you can see, I am a fat lesbian, and there's a lot of problems with that with society because you are a group that a lot of people like to hate on, and that it seems to be okay to hate on because you're fat. And then you're also another group which is identifying in the LGBTQIA community, and it's a lot of meshing in between. There's a lot of meshing that happens because there's a lot of room for more bullying, and you get bullied a lot. When I was little, I was always fat. I never knew what it was like to be the skinny kid. Maybe when I was 2 or 3, I was the active, rambunctious little kid that was running around doing everything I could, climbing upstairs, climbing downstairs, not saying that that's a bad thing, but like crawling over the railings and everything. And my mom said that when I was little, I also scared her and my grandma because I climbed out of my crib by my toes. I mean, I was very active, but I was also very fat. When I was born fat. I was 10-pound baby, and that nowadays is not that big as a baby, but that's also still pretty big as a baby. You would see like 6 pounds to 8 pounds is the healthy, and I've always been outside of the norm. I've always been big, and I kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and in reality, I see that a lot of that had to be dealing with repressing my sexuality, especially growing up in the Midwest. My dad was a military man, and we moved to Washington State for a little bit, but then we always ended up moving back here, which here is the Metro East St. Louis area on the Illinois side by the military base. I'm not naming which one because I don't want to give out my direct location. It's very difficult when you finally come out. It took me 22 years to finally come out and embrace everything. I mean, my mom said that when I was 2, she already knew that I was gay from the get-go, and she was completely cool with it. But it took time for me to process everything because I did go through that bisexual stage. I went through that stage of, oh, I'm bi, I love who I love is love is love, you know, because it is, but I really wasn't, and I was lying to myself the entire time. I had been made fun of mainly because I was fat, and I never really noticed all of the people looking at me holding my ex-girlfriend's hand down the street or anything like that. I just thought, oh, it's because I'm fat, they haven't seen a really big fat girl, and I'm able to tune that out. Because when you're really big, you have to have a thicker skin. You do have a thicker skin, even though it's pretty thin from stretching out all the time. But you have to have a thick skin, otherwise it's just going to eat you up and eat you up. I have some health issues that contribute to my obesity. I have celiac disease, and that makes it really hard to find anything, especially on a college student budget. I can't exactly afford the gluten-free things, so I'm not eating as healthy. I'm doing the ramen noodle, even though it's pretty much killing me inside and out. But my weight is what's keeping me alive at that point, what my doctors have said. A loaf of bread would be like $1.50 over at Schnucks or Target or whatever your grocery store is. And a loaf of gluten-free bread is almost $7, depending on where you're at. It can be $7. A half a loaf is about $4.50, and even then, it's not even that good. It doesn't taste that good. Now, more things are coming out that are gluten-free that taste better, but they still are overpriced, that people like me can't afford that, but the person that is on the low-carb, kale everything, vegan, gluten-free diet sort of thing, they are able to because they can afford that, and their lifestyle is able to do that. And it's difficult when you are investing all your time and your energy and your money into bettering yourself over proper nutrition, even though you really should, because that's something that I've struggled with for years. especially at 13 being diagnosed as celiac. That contributes into being sickly, being just meh, so to say, to being this big. And a lot of people attribute that bigness, that fatness, fat as a dirty word, as you're lazy, as you're incompetent, as you don't want to do anything with your life. But that's not the case. That is not the case at all. I work 20 hours a day pretty much, and I only sleep maybe 3 to 4 hours every night because I am a full-time college student. I'm a novel writer. I'm a daughter. I work everything I have. I work out when I'm able to. I do all my homework. I get all A's and B's. I'm not lazy by any means, and I also have a part-time job as well. So I'm working over there. I'm working on my podcast. I'm working on this on YouTube here, and I'm working just to better myself and to help people. And then you get that stigma of being lazy when you're anything but. My mom instilled in me from when I was little, very little, and she noticed the rapid weight gains as well. Us big girls have to work 10 to 15 times harder because other people think that we're unclean, we're unkept. We don't care about anything, we don't care about anyone. We're lazy, we don't want to do our work. When that's not really the case. So she always told me that I have to work, and I have to work hard to get anywhere in life. And that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to work on my own merit. And then on top of that, coming out as a lesbian as well. It is a fact that lesbians and gays are not hired as much as the straight person. Fat people are not hired as much as the straight person. So, boom, double whammy. I'm both. I'm fat. I'm gay. What's up? I don't like to be defined by my sexuality or my thickness, my giant ass thickness. I don't like to be defined by that I am a fat person. That is true. I am a lesbian. That is true. But that doesn't make me me. And a lot of people have issues with overcoming all of those because they're like, oh God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Nobody's going to love me. Nobody's going to want me. I am proof. I am fat. But I have had an amazing relationship with a woman for 4 years. Granted, that is over. I'm just going to call her Rebecca. I'm just going to say Rebecca for her identity purposes. Rebecca and I were together since high school, and we were inseparable at the hip ever since. We became friends first, and then she asked me out on the day before she went to graduate from high school. And all throughout college, I was with her as well. But things end. Things happen. And I loved her. I loved her with every fiber of my being. And I still love her, but it's a different kind of love. It's more of a platonic love. And I respect her so much. She has so much of my respect. And she's somebody that I could always care about. And she's still a really decent friend. She's still a really decent friend, and I'll still be there for her through her different relationships and her different goals and aspirations in life, and that's how things really should be when you have that close of a bond. But in the in-between, after we broke up, is when I discovered really who I was, because I was questioning everything. I was questioning, oh, is it the classic penis envy that people keep saying, or am I really bi, or am I really gay? And I decided, hey, I'm gonna try to move on from Rebecca and go out on a couple dates and such. And I was going out on a couple dates with a few guys, and some of them are pretty cool dudes and they're friends, and then other guys are just the biggest douchewads ever. And I never really had that much luck with women. There was this one guy, and I feel really bad because I knew he was falling hard for me, but I didn't feel the same, so I had to break it off. It was only fair to him, because that's when I realized that I'm really a lesbian, and that's okay. And I hate that I hurt him. I do. We still play Xbox every once in a while together, or send a message back and forth, but it's like every once in a blue moon. if he needs some help with like a campaign or something on Neverwinter. We still end up playing together at least. So that's at least something good. But while I was figuring all this out, I realized I was a lesbian. And I went out with this guy as a friend. And he knew from the get-go that I'm gay. I told him straight off, I'm like, hey, I'm gay. I'm not into a relationship. I'll go hang out with you anyway. And he's like, okay, yeah, cool, sure. So we go out to karaoke. We go out to this bar that I go to. It looks like a little underground jazz bar, and it's beautiful in there, and it completely comes alive. And they have some karaoke and some of the best people that go in there. And I made so many friends by going to karaoke and being out and being loud and being myself and just sing very badly. That's what I do, is I sing very badly. At the end of it, this guy, he's like, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like, okay. He's like, I really thought that you were just saying that you're a lesbian, but I was kind of looking for a free pass, like a free handjob, or that you would sleep with me. And I was taken aback. I was completely taken aback, and I'm like, wait, what? What exactly are you saying here? And he's like, well, isn't it obvious? You're fat. No girl's gonna want you. Excuse me? I mean, some guys just have the complete audacity where they think that they can change you. And they think that because you're a big girl, you're a charity case. And he was said that women are more superficial than men are. And men will see you and they'll want to be with you because it's an easy screw. That's what he told me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lower my standards for someone else's perception of me. I'm not going to lower my standards and go out with some guy pretending that I'm something that I'm not when I realize that I'm a lesbian. And that is completely fine. It's not a dirty word. Fat is not a dirty word. You are not a dirty person. If you are fat, if you are gay, if you are straight, if you are bi, trans, if you are poly, if you are whatever, we are all people at the end of the day. And people have those basic human needs. They have those basic, I love this person. Okay, so you love this person. What of it? It's beautiful. It's magic. Keep hold of that love. You throw me one hate, I give you back two loves. I don't care. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be that petty. And yes, I'm fat. Yes, I'm perceived as lazy. Yes, I'm perceived as a dyke. Yes, I'm perceived in the community as someone who still has that rainbow phase. I'm not really in that rainbow phase of being a lesbian. I wear my beanie. I wear my colors with pride as a beacon to show people that yes, we are out there, we are live, we are loud, we will not surrender to your societal norms, and we will not go back into the closet once more. I'm too big for the closet anyway. I love who I love. I may be single right now, but that doesn't mean that some woman down the line isn't going to sweep me off my feet. Just like how some guy for that gay boy that is a little husky isn't going to sweep him off his feet. I know it's going to get so much hate. It's going to get so much hate, but it's also going to give love, because if it helps at least that one girl, or that one guy, or that one person in between that identifies as genderqueer, if it helps you, then it would be worth it. Because I'm fat, I'm a lesbian, and I'm proud because I was born this way.